Even the best and most successful performers have moments of stage fright and fear of making mistakes. The main difference between them and an inexperienced performer is that the professional has more flight time in getting past that stage fright or improvising when a mistake is made. They have positive, successful images of themselves overcoming obstacles they will encounter as part of their performance. Therefore, they just perform anyway, knowing that the stage fright will dissipate when they start, and they will just deal with the unexpected as it happens. This is true for any situation in which we feel we are expected to be successful. There is, however, a method that can minimize or even eliminate stage fright, fear of mistakes, and self-judgment. This method involves a substitution of bad feelings associated with failure with the feelings of good humor and exhilaration of new beginnings and fresh starts. This technique redirects our honest reactions to mistakes into competent actions. Here are the 10 rules or commandments of this method. Number 1, dare to fail. Dare to fail as often as possible. Start to reassociate the word and experience of failure with an experience of exhilaration. The way this can be accomplished is by seeing failure as nothing more than a transition from an expected reality to an unexpected one, a doorway rather than a wall. The worst you can do is stumble. Real failure is taking too much time to pick yourself up soon enough. Should you find yourself taking too much time, just get up and, number 2, dare to start over. Start over without any of the baggage of any previous experience. Get right back on that horse and ride, ride, ride. See yourself fresh and innocent. In fact, number 3, dare to always be a beginner. I don't care how long you have done something, you can always experience being a beginner. You can always empty yourself. In Zen Buddhism, it's called emptying your cup. Remember, creativity comes through you, not from you. No matter how long it has been coming through you, and since it is not you, then it can always be seen as miraculous. It's just like seeing a newborn baby coming from who knows where, with an entire life and fate of its own. The way to be a beginner is to, number 4, dare to be simple. Don't be clever. Don't try to do. Be simple and basic. Let your mind wander. Don't indulge feeling the need to control or to perform. Things get complex all on their own. Be innocent. And if you feel unsure, then, number 5, dare to be shy, awkward, and inexperienced. The best remedy for being unsure, shy, or awkward is to perform that way without judging yourself. You will see that when you express these feelings, you can empower yourself very easily. If your task is to publicly speak, by admitting to the audience that you are nervous can evoke empathy. This can create a certain kind of bonding that should be the main objective of a public speaker in order to get their point of view across anyway. Some of the best public speakers intentionally don't think specifically about what they are going to say in order to create that empathetic audience response. This brings us to the next idea. Number 6, dare to start without a plan. Get into trouble right away. Before a mountain climber climbs a mountain, they might study the mountain and try to figure out the best way up. But when they are actually climbing the mountain, small crevices that seemed unimportant at the bottom of the climb become very important, and the mountain climber becomes very creative with these crevices, and they make their way up to the top with them. Sometimes intentionally putting oneself in a restricted situation may be just what is necessary to evoke a certain texture or uniqueness to approaching a situation creatively. When trying to come up with something fresh and new, don't think, just do it. Start. Everything is connected in some way or another. Simply wishing to go in a particular direction is all one really needs to get started. Number 7, dare to be completely idiotic and foolish. I'm sure that everyone has had a similar experience of trying to figure something out, struggling and struggling. Finally it hits you. It was so simple, and you say to yourself, what an idiot I've been. It is precisely at that moment we have the opportunity to experience great intelligence. It is then that possibilities open up for us. This is because real knowing starts out with the realization that we don't know. Become an empty vessel so that new things can fill us. Do the first thing that comes to your mind, no matter how silly it may seem. You would be amazed at what ingenious, wonderful things have grown out of the seemingly most ridiculous ideas. Don't be afraid of being called weird or crazy. Well, I guess there's always exceptions. It's the really crazy people that are afraid to admit it. Everyone is a little quirky and should feel free to admit it. It is the really sick people that are always trying to appear normal. As the Mad Hatter in the story of Alice in Wonderland says, "We're all mad here, you know." In fact, have the courage to... Number 8, dare to change your mind. Dare to change your mind frequently. And as Walt Whitman says, I contradict myself. I like to think of it with a parody of that public emergency statement that we hear all the time. Life is a test. It's only a test. Had this been a real life, we would have been told where to go and what to do. We are all equally beggars. Don't set yourself up to be infallible. When you create that kind of a scenario for yourself, you start to isolate yourself from more and more people in order to keep up some perfect self-image. This is a crash and burn situation. If left to continue too long, it leads to extreme thinking and major psychological problems. It is actually better to... Number 9, dare not to succeed. Don't try so hard that you lose your sense of whimsy and flexibility. When it comes to new ideas, it is important not to take either the idea or yourself too seriously. By maintaining a whimsical attitude, you can be open to more ideas and suggestions. You won't get lost and bogged down in your own self-indulgence. There are many versions of any idea. Why limit yourself? This is largely what leads to creative blocks. Ideas have a certain life of their own. Learn how to be sensitive to this. Don't work hard, work easy. You can run much further relaxed than tense. And finally, number 10, dare to end. Recognize that each idea has its time when it is relevant and time when it has played out its course. Many creative endeavors in life are like a music composition, where there is a movement and a rest. It can be short, sweet, relevant, and that's it. So here's the summary. 1, dare to fail. 2, dare to start over. 3, dare to always be a beginner. 4, dare to be simple. 5, dare to be shy, awkward, and inexperienced. 6, dare to start without a plan. 7, dare to be completely idiotic and foolish. 8, dare to change your mind. 9. Dare not to succeed. And 10. Dare to end. So there you have it, the 10 Commandments of Creativity. If you want to learn more about unlimited creativity, you can go back to the cqseminar.com website and get the whole Thinking Out of the Box series. This is Elliot Lawrence for the Creative Quotient Seminars, wishing you a creative day. Oh yes, dare to fail, dare to start over.